I'd like to talk about our two North American partners, Canada and Mexico. We've been in disagreements on trade and other issues about the border with both of them recently. You know, there's about $1.5 trillion of total trade between Mexico, the United States, and Canada. Mexico runs about 3 times the surplus that Canada does with us, about $171 billion per year. They get $63 billion in remittances. Why would Ms. Sheinbaum start saying to us that taxing 2 or 3%, that's unacceptable to Mexico? Or why would she weigh in on the LA riots and say that she's going to protect Mexican nationals? If you're going to protect Mexican nationals, the best thing you could do is say, come home, we want you. America is going through a higher education transformation where students are realizing that what they want and need is a place that doesn't stifle their intellectual freedom. Standing out among the few graduate programs that value viewpoint diversity is Pepperdine's University School of Public Policy, where I've taught the last 2 years. Their Masters of Public Policy is both applied and practical, preparing the next generation of leaders to participate in government agencies, the business sector, and think tanks. Pursue your MPP at Pepperdine. Daily Signal listeners qualify for an automatic 50 to 75% tuition scholarship and can learn more at go.pepperdine.edu/Daily Signal. It's go.pepperdine.edu/Daily Signal. Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. I'd like to talk about our two North American partners, Canada and Mexico. We've been in disagreements on trade and other issues about the border with both of them recently. But here's what's happened. Given all this contention, you would think that Mrs. Sheinbaum, and Mr. Carney in Canada would want to cool passion, but that's not what happened. Recently, Canada decided that they were going to enforce the digital services tax. That was something that was passed but not enforced yet. And what it was is a 3% tax on our tech companies, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Google, by anybody in Canada who uses their service. You buy something online, you buy an ad, you pay a fee to any of these, and you're Canadian, then you're going to pay 3%. You're going to have a 3% tax for the use of Canadian consumers, and they don't even have to be in Canada. They can be in the United States. So they're going to charge them 3%. And this is the killer. They're going to enforce the law all the way back to 2022. So all of a sudden, next month, our tech companies, not that I worry about their financial situation, there's $9 trillion of market capitalization in Silicon Valley, but the idea that they're going to be gouged for $2 or $3 billion right in the middle of these heated discussions. And what are those heated discussions? Canada has $63 billion in trade surpluses with us. That's one backdrop. They have an unenforced border. As we close the southern border, some of the influxes of drugs and illegal aliens started to come northward. And of course, they pay 1.37 in NATO contributions. So given that all those are contentious issues, why would the Canadians now create a new tax? I know they passed it a while back, but why would they start enforcing it right now and try to rub our noses? It makes no sense. The same thing is true of Mexico. You know, there's about $1.5 trillion of total trade between Mexico, the United States, and Canada. And if you look at it, most of that growth and wealth is in the United States. Mexico runs about 3 times the surplus that Canada does with us, about $171 billion per year. They have about $20 billion going to their cartels that diffuses through the economy, and they get $63 billion in remittances on top of the $171 billion in trade surpluses. And this is in addition to about $60 to $70 billion going into Central America, some of which comes through Mexico as these people either go into the United States or go back to Central America. So they do profit from that as well. So what am I getting at? Why would Ms. Sheinbaum start saying to us that taxing 2 or 3% that's what the Senate version is, maybe 4 or 5 in the House. That's unacceptable to Mexico. Or why would she weigh in on the LA riots and say that she's going to protect Mexican nationals? If you're going to protect Mexican nationals, the best thing you could do is say, come home, we want you. Our fertility rate's going down. You have no business in the United States. That's a foreign country because you entered illegally and you're residing illegally. So, bottom line, why is Mr. Carney trying to rub salt in these very painful wounds that we've been going through the last few months by initiating a retroactive, kind of a bill of attainder tax? And if that goes through, believe me, the Europeans will follow suit. And why is Ms. Sheinbaum weighing in on the big, beautiful bill and telling us not to tax remittances, which is one reason why she's opened her Guatemalan border and welcome people in here and Mexican citizens in here to get that $63 billion? And why would she weigh in this very contentious period in Los Angeles? Disruptive. We have the Olympics coming. We have Mexican nationals spitting, burning on the American flag, waving the Mexican. Don't weigh in. What would be the solution? We don't have a solution, but they are playing with fire. I have a solution. Maybe we could take Mexico and put it next to Canada and let them fight it out with each other and keep us out of it. Thank you very much. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Signal. Please like, share, and subscribe to be notified for more content like this. You can also check out my own website at victorhanson.com and subscribe for exclusive features in addition.